Assalamualaikum and salam sejahtera. Today, our group will talk about arithmetic and geometric progression. First, what is progression? A progression is a sequence or series of numbers in which they are arranged in a particular order such that the relation between the consecutive term of series or sequence is always constant. In a progression, it is possible to obtain the term of the series. Two types of progression that used in report is first, arithmetic progression. Arithmetic progression, AP, also known as arithmetic sequence, is a sequence of or series of numbers such that the common difference between two consecutive numbers in the series is constant. We can see the arithmetic progression formula in the slide. Second, geometric progression. A geometric progression is a sequence in which each term is derived by multiplying or dividing the preceding term by a fixed number called the common ratio. The height to which the example is the height to which a ball rises in each successive points follows a geometric progression. We can see the geometric progression formula in the slide.
First case, arithmetic progression. Fact, 8% of $1,000 deposit by Mr. Ali to the company A every year. Second, Mr. Ali will get $80 every year as interest. Third, after 30 years, Mr. Ali will get $37,200 for the interest. Ideas. The reason to avoid Mr. Ali being fooled by the company. Second, to find the exact amount that Mr. Ali will earn for the interest. Third, to avoid Mr. Ali from miscalculating because the sum of interest increasing year by year. Learning issue. First, what is the interest that Mr. Ali will get in a year? Second, how much interest that Mr. Ali will get after 30 years? Action plan. Determine the type of progression for the issue. Identify what we need to find and use the right formula of arithmetic progression.
4 things we need to have in the filler table. First, fact. Second, ideas. Third, learning issue. And last, action plan or resource need. Fact. The basketball keeps bouncing further from the lobe after it misses. The further it bounces, the shorter its height from its previous bounces. It keeps bouncing because of its properties. After a few times, it stops bouncing. Ideas. The basketball dropped because the gravitational force keeps pulling it toward the Earth's surface. It keeps bouncing because the basketball has a properties and elasticity and very light. The bounces keep shortening due to it losing momentum as it bouncing away from the lobe, and after a few times, it will stop since the momentum has reached zero. Learning issue. How far the basketball will travel? How many bounces it will make until it stops bouncing? How much the different height each bounces? Thus, the rebound height has a constant relationship with the original height of a volleyball when it releases. Action plan. By using geometric series formula, which is S infinity equal to A over 1 minus R to solve the problem. The force of the ball hitting the high ground puts an equal force back onto the ball, meaning it bounces back up. Solve the problem by using formula that has been stated to find the exact and correct answer.
So, this is the problem background of the first case.
The sum of $1,000 is deposited every year at 8% simple interest by Mr. Ali to Company A. Calculate the interest at the end of each year that he will get. Determine the progression of this problem and find the total interest at the end of 30 years. First, we need to find the interest by using simple interest formula. Simple interest formula equal to 80 over 100 times 1000. So, the interest is 80. In the first year, amount deposited is 1000 and the interest is $80. In the second year, amount is deposited is the same. So, the interest is also same. So total interest is 80 plus 80 equal to $160. So to the third year, we do the same steps and we will get $240. This sequence is an arithmetic progression. Therefore, interest amounts form an arithmetic progression. To find the total interest for 30 years, we have to find the sum of 30 terms in the above arithmetic progression. Formula to find sum of n terms in an arithmetic progression is Sn equal to n over 2 in bracket 2a plus in bracket n minus 1 times d. Substitute a equal to 80, d equal to 80 and n equal to 30. So after make the calculation, we will get the total interest for 30 years is $37,200.
Now let's move to the second case of problem background. The second case stated that during a friendly match, a basketball athlete tried to throw the basketball into the hoop but missed. Then the ball dropped from the hoop at height 3 meter. It bounced to a height of 1.8 meter, then 1.08 meter, and so on. By using geometric progression, find the total distance traveled by the ball. Now let's find the way to solve this problem. From the problem, we can list the term and common ratio. The first three term is 3 meter, 1.8 meter, and 1.08 meter. So we can find the first term easily from the first three term that we get. To find the common ratio, we just need to divide the second and the first term together, or the third term divided by the second term. At the end, we end up with the common ratio equal to 0.6 meter. Since we don't know which term until the ball reaches 0, then we need to use the formula of the sum of infinity, which is the sum of infinity equal to first term divided by 1 minus common ratio. So we just need to exchange the first term and the common ratio with the value we get before. After solving the equation, we came up with a final answer of 7.5 meter, and that is the total distance traveled by the basketball.
Lastly, discussion. We finally studied and received the appropriate and the correct approaches to solve this case or problem based on what we learned from this instance. We ultimately discovered and the appropriate and correct technique to solve this issue based on both cases that we studied. For example, in the first situation, we solved and completed the problem using an arithmetic progression with the formula you can see at the slide. In the second scenario, we use a geometric progression with the formula that which you can see on the slide to finish and solve the problem. The situation will eventually solve and the correct answer was discovered using an arithmetic and geometric progression method.